My name is Catherine. I am 24 years old. I am an American girl. My father is very rich. We have lots of money, but money does not always bring happiness. I was a spoiled girl. My father bought me everything I wanted. I used to sneak out of the house at night. I went to clubs. I told my father I was going to class, but I was lying. One day, I told my father I needed a driver. He said, "Okay." One morning, my father dropped his wallet by accident. A young man saw this happen. He picked up the wallet and gave it back. My father was very happy. He asked the young man what he wanted as a reward. The young man was poor. The young man said, "I do not want money. Can you give me a job?" My father remembered I needed a driver. He asked if he could drive. The young man said yes. My father told him to start the work from tomorrow. The next day, my father said, "Catherine, this is your new driver." I looked at the young man. He was tall and handsome, but he was black. I did not want him as my driver. I was rude to him. The young man became my driver. His name was Jacob. Every day, Jacob drove me places. I told him to take me to school, but then I made him drive to the club instead. I told him not to tell my father. Jacob knew all my secrets. He knew I lied to my father. He knew I went to clubs. He knew I drank alcohol. But he never told my father. But one night, everything changed. I told my father I was going to study. Jacob drove me to my favorite club. I was dancing and drinking. Then I saw my father walk into the club. He was there for a business meeting. He saw me right away. I was very drunk. I looked terrible. My father was shocked. His friends saw me too. My father was embarrassed and angry. When I got home, my father was waiting. He shouted at me for a long time. He said I was a liar. My father locked me in my room. He said I could never leave the house again. I felt like a prisoner in my own house. The only person I saw was Jacob. He brought me food every day. He was the only one who was kind to me. Jacob brought me books to read. He sat and talked with me sometimes. He made me feel less alone. One evening, Jacob came to my room with dinner. "Are you okay, Catherine?" he asked. I began to cry. "I am so lonely, Jacob." "You are the only friend I have," I said. Jacob sat next to me. He wiped my tears with his hand. "You are not alone, Catherine," he said. "I am here." We talked for hours. We sat close together on my bed. Jacob told me about his dreams. I told Jacob about my fears. From that day, Jacob and I grew closer. Every evening, he came to my room. We talked and laughed together. One night, there was a big storm. My room was dark and cold. Jacob came into my room. "Do not be afraid," he said. "I am here with you." Jacob sat next to my bed. He held my hand in the dark. "Thank you for being so kind to me," I said. "You deserve kindness," Jacob said. "You are a good person, Catherine." Jacob looked into my eyes. My heart began to beat fast. He moved closer to me. Jacob touched my face. "Catherine," he said, "I think I am falling in love with you." My eyes filled with tears. "I love you too, Jacob," I said. Jacob kissed me. It was my first real kiss. From that night, we were in love. Jacob would visit me every evening. We would hold hands and talk about our future. He would write me little notes. One day, I was in my room reading a book. Then suddenly, I smelled smoke. There was a fire downstairs. I tried to open my door, but it was locked. I was trapped. I could not breathe. I screamed for help. Then I heard Jacob running up the stairs. He broke down my door. "Catherine," he shouted, "we have to get out now." Jacob picked me up in his arms. He carried me down the stairs. Jacob saved my life that day. When my father came home, he thanked Jacob, but he still did not treat him like family. That night, Jacob came to my room. "I could have lost you today," he said. "I love you so much, Catherine. I want to protect you forever." I looked into his eyes and said, "Jacob, I want to be with you always, but my father will never let us be together." Jacob was quiet. Then he said, "What if we left together? What if we started a new life somewhere else?" "Yes," I said. "I want to leave with you." We planned our escape carefully. 2 weeks later, we were ready. Jacob came to my room at midnight. I had packed one small bag. We walked down the stairs. Jacob started the car very quietly. We drove away from the big house. We drove for many hours. When the sun came up, we were far from home. I felt free for the first time in months. We found a small town where no one knew us. We rented a small apartment. It was small, but it was ours. Jacob got a job fixing cars. I got a job at a gift shop. We did not have much money, but we had each other. We were happy. 3 months later, Jacob proposed to me. He did not have money for a ring. He made one from a flower stem. "Will you marry me, Catherine?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "Yes." We had a small wedding at the town church. It was simple but perfect. Now we have been married for 2 years. We have our own small house. Jacob has his own garage now. We work together every day. We are planning to have children soon. Jacob will be a wonderful father. I sometimes think about my father. I wonder if he misses me, but I do not regret my choice. Jacob showed me what real love looks like. He showed me that happiness comes from caring for others. My father had money, but Jacob had a good heart. He had courage. We are not rich in money, but we are rich in love. Jacob and I are proof that true love can overcome anything. Now we live each day with joy and gratitude. I am happy now. Real happiness does not come from money, but from love, kindness, and being with someone who truly cares for you. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and